Welcome back to another episode of BA Panorama Podcast. We got a Christmas special for this one. And to celebrate the season and the festivities, me and Adam kind of got each other some gifts. And, I think you're going to really enjoy the scenery that we are now wearing. If you want to check that out, follow BA Panorama Pod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We're going to be repping it. We're going to be showing it off. A little bit of festivity going around this time of the year. And speaking of presents, Adam, is there anything extra that you got me?
It was kind of like when you're a kid and your mom just goes shopping for you and takes care of your gifts. That's kind of what happened.
So what I'm hearing right now is I'm not going to be getting a new PS5.
So what I'm hearing is you're the mom of this podcast.
Oh, I'm the mom of the podcast now. Okay. I don't know if that's a compliment or a backhanded insult. I can't tell now.
What if it's both?
It's a little bit of both.
Sometimes it's not black and white. Sometimes it's gray matter.
Gray matter. Very passive aggressive. I wouldn't wear that. A little bit of an insult, but,
Speaking of aggressive, Porch pirates during Christmas.
Yar, you matey, you landlubbers. It's my Bose headphones now.
Bose headphones or like nail polish or something cool like that you might enjoy since you are the mom of the podcast, apparently.
Actually, I need to get hair curler so I can perm my hair for the festive season. Shout out if any one of you have seen me with permed hair.
Curl your hair and then wear a hat.
Yeah, I'll get a big flower hat.
Yeah, there you go. Get
a romper on. Go out for some Christmas shopping.
You know what? I think something that would scare porch pirates, or especially you, is if I saw you stealing a package on somebody's porch, I would just tell them to play Christmas music as loud as they could.
Imagine you're going up to a porch and like someone's porch, you're about to steal this package, and you hear from every direction Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You" blasting as loud as humanly possible. Like that would scare me off. Like I'm not gonna go steal something. I don't believe like those people are scummy.
The
or
whole
whatever.
Neighborhood's just watching.
But the whole neighborhood is watching you like pick up a package as Mariah Carey is singing as loud as possible.
It's almost like a retail store. You're just kind of grabbing stuff and listening to Christmas music.
If you work in retail, we're very sorry to bring this traumatic song back to your memory, but I worked in retail for a little bit. I heard that song probably 15 times a day.
I think it's important for people to work retail. I do, because it gives you a different perspective on the holidays as a whole. It feels more like less holidays and more like it's about products a little bit, and I think that takes away from the genuine like happiness that people actually do feel, because Christmas is cool. We all get to be with our amazing relatives. I'm sure everybody has a great time.
Oh yes. No, when I worked in retail, I wasn't working super close to Christmas time. Like it was a little bit after Christmas time, and they still played Christmas music. I don't know why. But you do start to see the veil of, like, they don't really care about their employees having a good time. They want to make that Christmas money, man.
All I want for Christmas is you, the customer.
To make me some money. Tell them to bring me my money.
That's right.
No, I think retail actually is really good to help you understand that maybe you're not cut out to work with people that are just oblivious to what you're actually, like, supposed to do at a job. Like, some people will ask you to do something for them, and you're like, I have no training to do what you're asking of me at all.
Well, that's like when you ask a Walmart employee, and regardless, even if they are a specialist, no diss on Walmart, by the way. It's a slight diss on Walmart.
A lot of their employees.
I do enjoy going to Walmart occasionally, but however, I would say sometimes the employees can be a little bit sus.
You're giving a really compliment sandwich type.
Yes, passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Today's the passive aggressive episode.
The passive aggressive Christmas episode. We're gonna talk about something we like, then bash on it.
Yeah, that's
then
right.
kind of be like, that's all right.
But there's always gray matter.
Gray matter or
it's
gray
never
area?
Gray matter. It's never black and white. You never heard somebody say gray matter? Like it's like a gray area, like gray matter?
Gray area is usually what... Anyways, little minutiae to weave around. But yeah, I am personally not a fan of a lot of Christmas music.
Why?
It's very much the same, and you hear the same song every single year. How many times, if you had to count, how many times have you listened to Mariah Carey sing a Christmas song?
Well, I know that every time it comes Christmas, she just makes bank off of it because it's like a
royalty system.
Yeah.
She hasn't made like a new song in like 10 years, but every time when it's Christmas, she makes like $1 trillion.
Maybe
from
we should make a Christmas song or something.
Be like Cartman from South Park. Just create hit Christmas songs.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
And we'll just, that's our new branding. We're going to branch off and we're going to be a music label, but only for Christmas music.
Check out my mixtape.
Check out my mix. Start handing out. Throw back to that guy, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that's
Hand
right.
me your
See,
mixtape.
everything connects.
Yeah. I think Porch Pirates, though, I don't know how you can in good faith go up to someone else's like house and just steal something off their, I mean, like, I guess stealing, but during this time when people are kind of struggling and you are buying
Well, I think
products,
that's why people do steal more maybe now. More people are struggling, so they're kind of just like...
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel like stealing is never like the right option, of
never.
course, but it definitely does explain why. It's just a big cycle of when you put someone else down because you're down, no one ever really elevates. Because, you know, if you steal someone from something else, then they have to pay for it again. And now they can't maybe pay for it, but you have something. And it's just kind of a big cycle of people stealing stuff.
Yeah, the repetitive cycle goes into Christmas music too.
It really does. Every single year, same exact thing. There's nothing new. Have you ever listened?
You're ripping on Christmas right now. Come on,
I'm
now.
just
It's Christmas.
Hey,
Chill.
okay. I'm just
it's
gonna
good vibes here.
listen,
Good vibes
listen.
only. It's good vibes Friday.
I love to sing with Mariah Carey. Don't get me
Okay,
wrong,
yes.
and I love the song, but at a certain point, I feel like I've just heard it so many times. It takes the joy out of it a little bit.
Here's
the magic out of it.
I like Christmas music. I like the originals. The part that gets me is when people start doing covers, and
Yeah.
I don't like when it's not the original and it just sounds like it's like, dude, not only were you not creative and you just like
You just copied someone
yeah.
else's song, but you butchered
It's also
it too.
Christmas music too, and it's like the same thing. So there was like no creativity.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel. What's your favorite all-time Christmas song? Do you have one? It's kind of a hard question because there's so many.
No, not really. I don't really listen to Christmas music on my own if I had the choice. I know some people are like, there's like this weird religious cult of listening to Christmas music. Like this, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like people that like Christmas music really like it.
Yeah, it's a cult. It's a cult following of when you listen to Christmas music, you don't stop until people tell you to turn it off. Like, I feel like that's how retail stores are. There's someone up above that just pushes Christmas music as hard as humanly possible, and finally, once enough people complain, they're like, "All right, we're done listening to Christmas music. You got what you wanted, all right? No more Mariah Carey, no more rocking around the Christmas tree. We're done."
Do you have a favorite Christmas food is the real question to transition from the music to the food, because of course
if I do say so myself, the food is by far better than
yeah.
the music.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, there we go. If we want to get good vibes, let's just talk about food the whole time. Steinhauer will dislike.
You know, I would say during Christmas time, the ham is my favorite.
You like ham over turkey?
Well, usually we don't make turkey for Christmas in my household.
Do you eat ham? Now, this isn't about Christmas, but do you eat ham during Thanksgiving?
If there's only ham, then I'll eat ham.
But
But
like,
if there's turkey and ham, I would.
Would you prefer turkey over ham?
Yeah.
Okay.
But only, I'll say this, only during Thanksgiving will I probably choose turkey 10 times out of 10. Otherwise, if I had to choose between which one I want to eat that night, I'd probably choose ham. I'm just not a big turkey advocate myself, besides on Thanksgiving. I'm a festive guy.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
Christmas.
you look beautiful in that Jingle Bells taco shells sweater.
Hint, hint. Go to our
Only one way to see it.
Only one way to see it. Go to our social medias. You'll be able to see a matching set of beautiful sweaters.
Yes. No curly hair though. He's got the hat on right now.
Yeah, I should have permed my hair. Really gotten it just in style for the photo op.
Yeah, there aren't very many people that can rock the curls, I think, if you're Caucasian male specifically.
It's a look.
It's definitely...
It's a look, you know. If you have there's a lot of guys who have naturally curly hair.
That's true.
But if you don't and you just perm it, it looks like a wafro kind of. You know what I mean? Like it's poofy and you're like, that does not look very good on you.
Then you take it for Christmas photos, and then it's the Christmas photos are there for good.
I don't think anyone wants to see a Christmas photo with me with permed hair. I genuinely don't think so.
Let's make this happen.
I'm going to go home, get my hair permed, spend like $80 on a really professional perm, and just send out all the Christmas photos I can.
We should create a challenge where if we do something or we reach a certain amount of follows or something, that you will perm your hair.
If we get 100 likes on the video on a certain thing.
On what platform?
On YouTube, if we get 100 likes, I'll perm my hair.
No way.
Or if we get 150 views on our episode for this certain episode on the all platforms, because it says in the analytics, if we get a total of 150 or more, I will perm my hair. That is a claim right there. So if you
tell your friends to
so if you want to see me with a perm and like actually go get a real perm
in the same Taco Bell's
I will.
Or Jingle Bells Taco Shell.
If I'm gonna wear the Taco Bells as well as I go in, that's $200. All right. I have a little bit of dignity for myself. All right. This reminds me of
You're selling your soul right now.
It reminds me of on TikTok. I don't know if you saw that news story where people would say, if Miley Cyrus comments, I'll do what she says. And so Miley Cyrus is like chaotic, and she just told everyone to shave their head. Like all these girls, and they're like, get a tattoo of my face on your butt and stuff.
What?
And these people are going crazy. Like, Miley Cyrus, liked my video, whatever. So they shave their head. Like, just shave their head. Like a full thing of hair. Like 6 years it took them to grow it out. They've been having long hair their whole life. They just shave it off because Miley Cyrus said so. Or they get a tattoo that's on them forever because Miley Cyrus said so. That's like you right now. You're telling me, like, we got to set the stakes right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What's going to happen? I'm the guinea pig, but, I had a test run of permed hair. It looked goofy, but I'm willing to do it for the...
How long would you rep it?
At least for... I think I have to do it for a month. I think I have to. Like, a month is a good time period. Or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Besides my permed hair, all right, we're going to go back into Christmas. And I'm going to ask a question of, do you personally like shopping, like, for other people?
So here's the thing about shopping for other people. It's not that I don't like to shop for other people, like I'm being like selfish necessarily. I like the idea more than the gift itself. So like I actually don't mind it because I like to be creative with my gift. And it's not, because for me it's never about the item, it's actually about what it means to somebody, because you open something and it's nice, and sometimes it's just like, it's like not a personal touch. It's kind of just like you clocked in and did what you needed to do and just buy a present.
It's kind of how I feel when people tell me, like, oh, I'd really like this for Christmas. I really hope you get this for me. I don't really like doing that. I almost want to surprise someone with something they don't expect. And it doesn't have to be super expensive, but it's something that means something to them. Or I know they'll like it on a personal level, which I kind of agree with. Plus, I am not a big fan of shopping in general. Like going to the store and looking for like clothes or items to shop for people. I'm not a big fan of shopping and wading through the masses of shoppers trying to grab the best deals on everything, like Black Friday 2.0. Everyone's grabbing the best stuff as fast as they can. Like, I don't really like doing that, which is what's kind of nice nowadays about virtual shopping, online shopping, where you can buy stuff online, have it shipped to you, and then keep it in the box it comes in, gift wrap it, and then you're good to go.
Imagine if someday you could virtually shop. Like, you could actually somehow try things on without having to... You know what I mean?
That would be a whole new level of virtual reality, because you'd have to map your whole body, and then you'd have to try it on, and then see how it like looks on you, and then see how it fits. Like, is it tight on you? Do you like the feeling of it?
That would be wild. If I don't know how you would.
That's way in the future.
That's
way in the future. Like, that's virtual reality, wearing a suit that you can feel stuff, and it maps out your body and what you look like. Like, that's some crazy stuff.
It's interesting because when you go shopping, a lot of places, or some places, don't even have the physical item there.
Yeah. Speaking of that, at Costco, I went there the other day, and Sam's Club, I suppose, going shopping for Christmas stuff.
Did you get the rotisserie chicken at Costco?
I did not. I also was looking at the $1.50 hot dog, like quarter-pound hot dog. I didn't get it, but I'm saying I saw that, and it was an option. But what was interesting when I was shopping is all of the electric items, like AirPods, computers, there was like a back massage thing, and there's a bunch of different items like that, right? But the thing about it was, they're not all in the store anymore. They don't carry like 100 AirPods for people to buy. They carry little cardboard like sheets that you grab one off the rack of, like, almost like a big gift card, really. You take it up to the front, they scan it, and then it's underneath your card, or you do whatever. You own the right to that item. You give your info, and then they ship it to the store, and you can pick it up from there with your details, or they ship it to you to your store, to your house after you buy it at the store. It's almost like a broker between Amazon and you, almost. Like, you go to the store to buy it, and then they ship it to your house, but instead of doing it online, you go to the store to do it, which is really interesting and smart, because people can't steal AirPods by stealing a cardboard box and verifying it. You can't steal electronics anymore from a lot of those big stores, which is a really smart business move.
Well, another thing about the way shopping is done now is, as crazy as it sounds, the numbers are actually down percentage-wise on the amount that companies spend during holiday ads. Right now, or for 2019, which was the only year ago, it was $3.7 billion, but that was down. Do you remember the percentage that it was? I believe it was 6%.
It was down 6% from the year before, and they spent $3.9 billion in 2017.
So it actually got cheaper with inflation. So,
yes.
Which means that there are different channels that they advertise, which is interesting. That's really interesting.
If you think about the $0.2 billion that they didn't spend, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of a difference when you look at the big numbers. But when you cut it down, that's a lot of money that they didn't spend, like, to advertise their stuff. And that's as a whole for retailers rather than one store. But I think that's kind of to look at the shift in online social media usage, and you can advertise so much stuff now for way cheaper on social media. Or just, like, you can post about your special deals on your Twitter account if you're Walmart or Target, pay however much money for an ad that people will see locally or in certain areas, and you save an extra $500,000, and you reach probably more people who are more likely to buy, because rather than on TV when you see an ad, you might not jump right into going to buy it at the store or online. But if you see an ad on your phone, you're only 8 clicks away from buying that item on your phone. You press the ad, it takes you to the store, you press purchase, goes to your account. If your card's already linked, you bought it. It's like 4 clicks away. That's what I think the conversion between the ads to buying, they redid everything, and we're just like, oh, do it on the phone, focus more on advertising on the phone, so that way people buy more likely than not versus seeing an ad on TV, which I feel that way about a lot of stuff, because I don't know about you, but every time I see a car commercial, I don't think, wow, I really need that Lincoln. Oh, that Mazda, screaming my name. Only $30,000 right now? Wow, that's a deal. You know, if you already have a vehicle, it's not that appealing, especially as a young person, I guess, myself. But as someone who owns a vehicle, it is like the most unappealing ad to possibly see on the TV. There is nothing that I could see, like, say about a car commercial and go, wow, that was amazing. I want one of those.
They always show, like, the family, like, having a great time on the road during the holidays, and it's like, yeah, that's the best part of Christmas right there. Now we're talking.
I don't know if you've seen the ad of the one where the guy's like, I got you something, and a cute little dog comes running, a puppy comes running out of it bursts out of the snow, and it jumps into her arms, and she's like, I got you something too. And a car flies out of the snow going like 60 miles per hour. Snow goes everywhere in slow-mo. And then it like whips a 180 right around the guy. And he's like, you didn't. And it's like a $40,000 car that they were trying to hype up like it's a puppy. Like, I don't know what kind of advertising that is.
They compared trucks to puppies is what they did.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, really. But I remember the commercial. I don't remember. I think it's GMC. I don't remember exactly what the car was or what like brand it was, but I remember the commercial, so they did a good job on that front, I guess.
I remember that as well, actually, and I don't watch many commercials because I don't really use cable, so that's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah, I mean, there's small ones. I guess it's almost like Super Bowl ads. You know how they make super crazy, memorable ads? They're doing that now, but kind of specifying Christmas versions of those to really tug on the heartstrings or really get you
Doesn't this just
invested.
all feel like it's beside the point, though, of Christmas? Like, it's all just like...
You're giving, though, to the companies. You're giving the companies your money when you spend stuff.
I mean, I do feel like people become or feel more charitable, or there's just, like, better spirits during the Christmas season. Doesn't it feel that way?
I would 100% agree. Yeah. I usually don't... Well, okay, I'll preface... during Christmas time, I usually like to give $1 or $2 to the Salvation Army if I go into a store, because I want the people who are working that to feel gratified, like they're making a difference, and I also want to feel like I can hopefully contribute to a local charity that is going to give back to the community.
But I just wonder, like, what can we do as people to
Continue that
yeah.
past. And that's what I was getting to is I feel like a lot of people don't feel like giving anymore because those options and those little things aren't around anymore. Like Salvation Army goes away after Christmas, and they're not outside ringing the bells in January or, February and so on. And part of it is I don't know if they would get as many donations if it didn't feel special, because it feels different during Christmas time.
I was going to say, it's a personal touch.
It's a seasonal thing, like, oh, you're giving back because it's Christmas season. You could give, like, people, I think, do want to give back outside of the Christmas season. But for me, I guess I kind of give because it's Christmas season and it's time to give back, which is interesting if that is what their whole market, like if they make more money on donations in just Christmas alone rather than trying to do it throughout the year, or if it's just sort of something that they might as well kind of try to get more support right now since that's the tradition around Christmas.
Yeah, so like if they were to do it in spring, like
not many people would really, I think people would still donate, but not nearly as much as Christmas. Christmas time is crazy. The people are shopping all the time. There's Shields, I guess, is the one I see all the time that's packed. Costco, Walmart, they're all just stuffed full, hundreds of people every day.
Well, I think for somebody to donate, it has to mean something personal to them, or they have to have some kind of experience that, because it's your money. If you think about it, it's your money. Yeah. You're making the decision, so you have to be personally impacted in order to give. So it's not like people are just being selfish, like, oh, I just don't donate after Christmas. Like,
yeah,
that's too bad. Like, oh, it's shame. But like, it's, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If you have the personal touch constantly, you won't just like during Christmas give. You'll always, because you understand like the impact that you're having on whatever particular organization it is.
Mm-hmm. Salvation Army. I know people that work with the Salvation Army and volunteer in Aberdeen. Specifically for myself, there was a house fire and the Salvation Army showed up to help everyone in the area that had to evacuate, make sure they had food or water if they needed it, or if they needed somewhere to go in case their house they couldn't get in their house. And they did a really good job of helping the community out in that short little time that the police couldn't have necessarily done because they don't have the resources to make it as comfortable as possible, which the Salvation Army did, which is why I feel more connected to the Salvation Army when I give, and I'm more likely to. I can't say that about other charities outside of them, like in January or the spring. I honestly don't see much of that happening.
No, there's not much. You don't see them. You don't really hear about much. It's like during Christmas you give, and there's a lot of, they're out there, but you just don't. It seems like they disappear after.
Mm-hmm. Part of it, I think, is rather than just giving money, I would highly recommend giving your time or energy.
Yes,
to
there
do
you go.
more.
See, and it's not just like donate and just
and
there's so many things. Like time is money. Time is valuable resources.
Yeah, I would say if someone needs your help, go help them. Give back to the community. There's a lot more ways to help out than just giving money, and I would highly recommend doing that because a lot of times money isn't their issue. Their issue is manpower or person power, to be politically correct here, to help out with their cause, and maybe they need to package food at the food bank, other things like that you necessarily don't need money for. You just need energy and time from other people to make it happen. So I would highly recommend, if you're listening right now, that's a good message for Christmas to take away. Help your community, be nice to everyone else around you, stuff like that.
Well, not to mention when you donate, you don't always know where that money goes. And I think that's why also some people are, and there's been scandals where the corporate, there's this guy in a big glass building collecting half of and it's kind of like, why? It's, and then I think that scares people off from donating though. And so it's almost like, I think we have to market that you can make a difference and here's where your money's going. And I think some organizations do that when they send you a card of, like, whether it's a child, an animal, a house, like whatever, like they'll show you like the result of where you donated. So I think that's a good marketing idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's why Salvation Army is so
everybody recognizes
good.
them too.
Yeah, they're very hands-on in the area. They're not some big mega corporation that you don't know where your money's going. You're pretty safe in assuming
The
it's
Salvation
going to be
Army's
used.
pretty big.
I'm saying though, like I've seen it in action though myself, locally in
Yeah,
certain
but you
areas.
said it's not big corporate, but really the Salvation Army.
I
is
guess when I'm
pretty-
saying big corporate, it's like I'll preface this by saying the Taco Bell sweatshirts, right? You go to Taco Bell, you pay $11.94 for your food. Would you like to round up 6 cents to $12 to donate to children's education?
It's like, well, what does that mean? Where am I
Where
donating?
is it going?
Yeah.
It's only 6 cents, so it's not a big deal. But where is it? Where is it going?
That's what I'm saying. People can't follow. They just, and some people just do it out of the goodness of their heart, and that's great. But some people are tighter with their money, and some people just don't have quite as, it's like you gotta use your resources wisely if you don't have as much. So you need to, why would I spend money on something that I don't even know where it's going or if I'm already in a tough situation,
It's Christmas season, Adam. That's why.
That's true.
It's Christmas season. You don't have to think about it, man.
Just don't think about it. That's what they say.
Yeah. Not to knock on Christmas, man. I love Christmas.
No, I mean, just like, and there's nothing wrong with Christmas. I'm saying that some people just like will buy presents or they'll just do things and not really like whether you have like the funds or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just you got to be careful.
And it's tough. It's really tough. That is honestly, it's a touchy subject. It's like, even for myself, it's like I don't have I'm not loaded, but it's
yeah.
like,
it was kind of funny.
it's amazing how many people go in debt is what I'm saying. It's just like,
Yeah.
don't think about it. Like, let's just spend but it's not the genuine Christmas spirit.
Mm-hmm. It's more materialistic a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I want
And
a
that's
nice
what
big gift instead of
exactly.
something personal touch. It's almost like when you're a kid, you want this big box and a bunch of goodies in it. And then if you get socks, you're really upset. Then you turn 21 and you want socks. And if you get something else, you're like, oh, you're so upset. Like, I wanted socks instead of that.
underwear.
Yeah, or you want the new underwear. Like, you get happy about that little stuff because it's something you're going to use. It's not flashy. It's not too expensive. I personally don't like getting super expensive gifts because then I feel like I owe them something, which I guess isn't necessarily like a bad thing. But I don't like feeling that I have to owe someone back for something they gave me when I really didn't want it in the first place. But that's not to say that giving big gifts isn't a bad thing. Because it's always nice to get a nice big gift every now and then.
And I would say something about Christmas is togetherness, you feel? And maybe it's, there's a lot of families where you go there and it's kind of awkward. Or some families I know are like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there are a lot of just close families like that are together and there's a lot of togetherness. And there's also just this feeling that you can't describe, but it's just there. The overall vibe of the entire country, or just the world even, as a matter of fact, it's good vibes for the most part. Like, a lot of people are trying to be happy. Like, everybody, it's that season,
'Tis the season to be happy,
Tis
which is very well needed after this year.
Yeah.
This year with COVID has been heartbreaking for some and really hard on their job, or maybe they have a loved one that's sick. It's really tough. And Christmas season is awesome because it makes everyone feel like a sense of camaraderie. They can hang out together, drink some eggnog, relax, talk about the season, kind of be happy.
You like eggnog?
I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one. I dislike eggnog. My dad loves eggnog with a passion, and I just think it is way too viscous and thick and does not taste the best.
I would agree with that. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a pro eggnog. Maybe we'll have to do that
28
next
minutes
Christmas special as an eggnog expert.
About 28 minutes in, 27 minutes in now, we're going to have 80% of everyone click off because we said eggnog bad. Boom, 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 closing out of it. They're all like, I'm going to listen to these two fools anymore.
They will not.
Eggnog.
They will not rip on my eggnog.
They don't like eggnog. I'm not going to listen to these fools. No, I don't. The taste of eggnog isn't that great. I'd rather just drink a glass of regular milk or something with some cookies.
Well, this podcast, we talk about making a difference or having a more defined fulfillment, or not defined, but more of a sense of fulfillment. And so I think that's why today's episode we discussed ways to give back, because there is more than just donating money.
It's even deeper than necessarily your community. When you're hanging out with your family, or maybe your friends, if you can't be with your family due to COVID, it's really tough. I've been trying to be socially distanced for 2 weeks, in order to travel and visit my family. And a lot of people might not have that opportunity of going to see their family due to COVID. So just try your best if you really want to kind of make a change and maybe feel a little bit more self-fulfilled.
There's so many things digitally too.
Yeah, you can communicate with your family if you want. Just try to make the most out of this situation.
Whatever
with
your
family.
circumstance is.
Yeah, try to make the most out of it because it's Christmas season. There's not a better time to try to be with your family, be with your relatives, your friends. You know, a lot of people are with their friends now because they can't be with their family due to COVID. Enjoy the most out of it. Really have a good time with everyone. Try to be nice to everyone. You know, it's just a time of try to feel good and let other people know that they should feel good too. And I don't think
don't steal packages and don't be the pirate.
Don't be the porch pirate. Yeah. Do not steal packages off of someone else's porch. They paid for it. It's their stuff. There's no need for you to steal it.
Yeah, that's right. We're accusing our audience of being thieves. Yeah, you quit doing that.
Everyone's like, great, they hate eggnog. They're thinking we're porch pirates. Yeah. Great, this is so... No, I don't think... I guess the ideal porch pirate, what would you think of them as?
Like, you mean a guy with like an eye patch over it?
Yeah, right. Like he has a hook for a hand. He's limping up with a wooden peg. He's got a hat on and he's stealing the package. Arr, mateys, it's my package now. My treasure. You know, stuff. That's what a lot of people maybe think of porch pirate. But I have seen video footage of like grandmas waltzing by and they just pick it up and walk away with it.
Nice.
Like 80-year-old grandmas. They just walk up and grab it and you're like, what the heck? Like, you don't expect someone like that to steal a package, you know? So, also, if you're listening, be really safe about your packages. The day they show up, make sure you watch for them at your door. And otherwise, make it, like, put a little advice or special instructions to the deliverer that they put it somewhere where it won't be found. Little tip, don't want to make sure your presents to your family or your friends, maybe yourself, you know, a little bit of self-spoiling. Make sure it gets to you. Stay safe with that and be smart so no one gets the one up on you.
On that note, just to clarify one thing before we wrap up. You said 150 views on YouTube?
150 views on YouTube.
Okay.
And 200 listens on...
Overall. Okay.
I would say, okay, hold on here. I'm saying...
Whoa.
Hey, YouTube is... separate for the counting, but all the other platforms, if those reach a cumulative of 200, I will perm my hair.
Well, there you have it. And not only that, but we'll post a picture on the social medias at BA Panorama Pod.
Yep, you can catch us in our Christmas festivity sweaters.
That too. With that, Merry Christmas. I would say Happy New Year's, but our next episode falls on New Year's. What a crazy year, this kind of
crazy coincidence.
Crazy way to end it. Yeah.
It's almost as if we planned this before.
Perhaps.
But yes, everyone that's listening, have a great holiday season, great Christmas, and be great and be built different. Catch you on the next one.